Well, it came. I already opened it. I couldn't wait. I'd unbox it. I'm not going to show too much because I'm sure other people have done an unboxing review, but yeah, it comes with a couple of keychains, the actual game, a 16-bit version of it. That sounds interesting. A tutorial DVD, stickers, maps, all kinds of interesting things. Well, let me get this installed and play around with it, see what I think of it. Oh, I almost forgot. It also came with a key switch, which I thought was interesting. Just for fun, I started clicking it and then I thought, wait a minute. Okay, on and off, yeah. But start position should not be a click. That should be spring loaded. You know, like when you start a car, you go on, and then it should automatically spring back. So yeah, that's a oopsie. So yeah, that should be spring loaded. We'll see how it works with the game. Give it a try. Well, here we are. What's my first impression? I still have very mixed feelings about this. I've been playing around with this for a couple days now. What took me the longest, mods. Basically, I went to like every mod site I could think of. Whatever looked like I might like or looked vintage, I just started downloading. Matter of fact, I even got a couple of mods I shouldn't have installed. I got rid of them right away. It's funny, this game said, yeah, when I click on load the game, it would say, I should have recorded it, it said something like, please don't download from crummy websites or something like that. So yeah, there's a couple mods I removed because there were issues, but it's coming along. As you can see, there's a few vintage mods. There's some, there's some stuff I like, like my Alice Chalmers. There's some Farm Owl. But we're still missing a lot of mods that I like to use yet. But I'm just going to do a quick scroll here so, I really do think eventually we're going to get a Through the Years mod. I think it's just waiting for more vintage mods. I think we're going to have to be a little more patient before I can actually play this game the way I want to play it. But yeah, I got my super strength and my developer tools. What's the other one I always like to use? My cheat. I forget what they call it. My brain is not functioning this morning. I was hoping I'd come across it here. Where you can cheat in money and stuff. I think it's Power Tools. I think that's the mod it is. What it was. Or it's additional game settings. It's one of them too. One of them gives you the option to do extra stuff. So, yeah, I'm just, instead of listing every single mod I downloaded, I'm just kind of slowly scrolling through to let you see the mods I found so far. Can't guarantee they're all working, but yeah, that's what I got so far anyway. The closest map that I could find to my favorite map, which is No Man's Land, they did release Calm Lands. So, yeah, this is just a test map. I've been just playing around with it. It seems like it loads a little quicker than the previous version, or at least it was. Maybe it's not loading as quick because I'm capturing. Anyway, here Wheeze is. Let's see, I was at the store. Yeah, I was already downloading mods, driving things around, just kind of playing with, seeing what works, what doesn't. One thing I have noticed, I'm sure that's a setting maybe I can play with. Oh, that's I got the key hooked up. Yeah, the key does work. You turn it to on, and it does nothing, which is proper. And then you click it to start. it starts the tractor, and then you can click it back to on, and the tractor will stay on, which is nice. And of course, when you shut it off, it shuts the tractor off. But yeah, I've noticed that the steering is, it's like real stiff, like it's not as responsive as it used to be. I don't know, it's definitely different. But yeah, it seems like things are more detailed, a little clearer, a little sharper. Um, I don't know. I like it, but yet I don't like it. So yeah, I've been just kind of playing around with it. Uh, the buttons and stuff and settings are more or less kind of the same. The thing I don't care for, the menus are a little different. I do like how they're sorting vehicles a little better. It does seem like it's a little easier to find stuff. Kinda. You know, it's gonna take getting some used to. It's similar, but yet it's not similar, you know? You know, like they changed this around. I don't care for the construction menu. This is totally kind of different. Um, yeah, I don't know what to think. Like I say, things are really, really different. Similar, but definitely different. You know, it's. I think they're trying to sort things out better. Is what they're trying to do. I don't know. I have very mixed feelings. This menu, again, things are just laid out a little different. You know, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I really don't. I kind of like it, but yet I don't like it because it's different. But I'm sure over time I could get used to it. You know. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think I can give a good opinion. Do I hate it or do I love it? I'm kind of mixed right now. Until more mods come out, I don't know. Again, like I say, I got very mixed feelings. But yeah, I did manage to get some vintage stuff. It kind of works, kind of doesn't. Just kind of playing around with it, testing things. You know. I like how this tractor was free. That's obviously not fair. It's a nice tractor though. 856. If you get it with a loader, then it charges you some money. So that's a mod that probably isn't totally finished or something. But yeah, there's a few mods here. I like this little guy. I was going to try him out too. So there's a few. It's coming. Just not quite there yet. Just not quite. But it's coming around. Ooh, look at this beast. Price is a little high for that one. Ooh, what about the 1468? Hey, that one's all dirty already. What the heck? I do like the detail on some of these mods, though. That's pretty cool. Tune default. Ooh, put some duals on that one. Interesting. Wheel weights. See, little things like that are cool. Get little surprises every now and then. Yeah, I probably better not record too much. But yeah, that's more or less what I've been doing. Just kind of. I like how they separate where you can look at the mods now and. So, yeah, again, like I say, there's a few mods, but we're not completely there yet. Not quite where I want it to where I like to play. Or you start out with like nothing at all. Very, very old. They need to get the old implement pack out. I depended on that a lot. The old implement pack, where stuff are like it's like dirt cheap. So, oh, what's this little guy? I remember seeing him. I gotta look at him. That's kind of a cool looking little tractor. It's got a 3-point. Oh yeah, it's got a 3-point. Interesting. So yeah, just kind of playing around, just seeing what's available. Oh no, that's cool. The old Chevy Silverado, which I still drive to this day. Matter of fact, I just uploaded a video of me driving my niece to work because she didn't want to drive through the deep snow. So I gave her a ride to work, and I got a Silverado very similar to this. Interesting. And this must be the... Oh, okay. Yeah, you can put different beds on it. There's the stock bed with a tonneau cover. Cool. Oh, that's different. Huh. What is that exactly? Huh. Interesting. Well, I don't have an opinion either way. I am going to continue to just kind of play with it off camera and dilly-dally around with it. When I'll actually make a series, I don't know. It'd be nice if they'd release the No Man's Land map. That'd be kind of nice. Or more maps like it. More survival type maps would be nice. I say I'm still getting the feel for it. And it's going to take me a while to adjust to things. But we'll see how things go. Again, like I say, I'm just playing around with things and seeing what I think of it. There's things I like, and there's things I don't like. I don't care for the cartoony look of the gauges. I don't care for that. You know, in the lower right-hand corner, I like the old analog needle gauge better instead of this LED dummy light thing that they got going on. I don't care for that. So, I don't know. Mixed feelings at the moment. And if you compare it to the old version, I don't know, I just... See what I mean? The old analog, it just looks more... I do like the looks of the old version better. I just was comparing it. Oh, and another thing I just had to try. Does that key switch... Ooh, almost dropped the darn thing. Does that key switch work on Farming Simulator 22? By default, no, it does not. But I thought, you know what, there's got to be a way. It must work. So here's what I did. Let's see, let's go back into here. I want to go under... I was going to show you, you can make it work. If you go under... No, where's devices? There we go. No, there we go. It is a game controller. So I went into here. And I was like, okay, how does this actually work? And I watched the buttons. When you click it from on to off, see how it's like it's pressing a button, but it's not. So it's 1 and 2 between on and off. And then 3 and 4 is between on and start. So that's how it's working. So when you click it to on, it briefly presses 1. When you click it to start, it presses 3. And when you go to on, it goes to 4. And off, it goes to 2. Huh, interesting. Yeah, it's kind of cool how that works. So I started playing with, what is that, under the button settings, just for kicks and giggles, to see if I can make this work. And if you go under, there's so many settings on here. Vehicle, there should be a settings for vehicle on and off. I probably missed it already. Hold on, let me... Oh no, we gotta go under gamepad, I'm sorry. There it is, gamepad. Vehicle driving, accelerator... Where is the... There it is, engine, stop, and start. So, for the first one, you want to click it to on first. Okay, so now it's on. You want it in the middle position. So for the first setting here, you leave the key switch in the on position, click here, and then switch it to off. See how it recognized button 2? Okay. And then before you set the next one, turn it to the on position again. Click here, and then click it to the start position. See how it recognizes as button 2 and 3? Okay. Now that we got that set, we put it back to the off position. Go back to the game. Okay, now that we're on the tractor, I click on, and then click start, and then I can turn it back to the on position, and it'll stay running. And then if I click it to the off position, it does work. But here's the catch. If I turn it on, and then back off again, so it doesn't work perfect. And you can also, between start and on, now if I hit start again, it'll shut it off. So when you get on and off your vehicles, you could throw it out of sync. But you can make the key switch work on Farming Simulator 22 if you set it up in the button things. So it does work in Farming Simulator 22, just not by default. So that's kind of cool. If anyone does want to set that up under their... But that's how you do it. Where did that go? I just had them settings. Oh, gamepad. So yeah, you go under engine start and stop, and you want to get it so 2 and 3, like I say, before you set it, you want it in the on position, and then you click it when you want it to... Well, you heard and seen what I did. So it can be made to work. So yeah, just playing around, comparing, seeing what's what. I really, really hope that they get this mod onto 25. We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, again, I think that's what's going to take the longest, is I got so used to this menu where everything's on the left-hand side. I think that's what's going to take the longest to get used to. In some ways, I kind of like this menu better. I wish they would have stuck with this similar menu, because that's what I got used to. But, you know, again, I did the same thing when I upgraded from... it took me the longest time to get used to. When I went from 17 to 19, it seemed like that was a big dramatic change. It took me forever to like 19. I think what finally did it, I didn't play 19 for the longest time. I think that's when No Man's Land finally came out. And then I loved 19. 19 was awesome. But before that, I didn't care much for Farming Simulator 19 when it went from 17 to 19. 22, I pretty much liked that right away. I really liked 22. I will say I think I like the sorting thing better in 25. You know, it does seem like it sorts things out a little better. So, I don't know. I really don't know. It's Anyway, babbling again. Aha! That's interesting. That's why that ignition key works. They actually have some extra settings here for switches. See how it says motor state on, motor state off, motor state ignition? They must have these settings, although I don't see the gamepad settings here. Somehow they must have that tied into that USB switch board thing. Interesting. I wish they'd do that with more stuff, where you could add your own buttons and switches. I always thought that'd be cool to take like a... I'll show you a cool idea I had. Yeah, I've had that crazy idea before, along with like using my own key switch, setting it up. I thought, wouldn't that be cool? See, this is an old switch off a lawnmower. This is what engages the PTO. Now, wouldn't that be cool if you made like your own board
like a switchboard alongside your gaming setup, you know, with your steering wheel and everything, where you could turn your equipment on and off with actual real life buttons. You know, I always had that crazy idea in my head, but how would you do that for the game? Because the game uses a momentary switch, either a keyboard, press of a keyboard button, or a button, whereas this is a switch. So I don't know how a guy would make that work. Even something like this, you know, I've had this for a while. This old RV switch panel, and I thought, boy, ain't them some cool switches. You know, take all them switches out and, you know, make like your own homemade, you know, one could be like for turning on lights or something. You know, this is a momentary switch. A guy could use this like a hydraulic, you know, like raise and lower your 3-point, you know, zzz, zzz, you know, instead of the keyboard. That's a momentary switch. A guy could make that work. You know, that's a momentary. Oh, that's just on and off. See, on-off switches I think would be hard to use, but these momentary switches, I think a guy could use them as buttons. You know, if a guy wanted to make his own like little control panel. Just some crazy thoughts and ideas I had.
Yeah, as you can see here, you can buy actual farm simulator control panels. You know, where they got all the little buttons and switches and stuff. But look what they want for that darn thing. You know, it's really cool looking. You know, if I had money to throw away, I'd probably get one. They even have, you know, ain't that kind of cool looking? I mean, if you really wanted to make your setup look like a real tractor cab, you know, that's kind of cool there. But again, $160. Ooh, jeez. You know, just for a little switchboard. That's where I thought of building my own might be the way to go.
Well, you know me. I just had to tear it apart just to see how it works. It actually comes apart fairly easy. The build quality is not bad. It's just 4 Phillips screws on the bottom. I like how they put this big metal weight in there. That's what gave it its... And I thought, boy, that seems awfully heavy. Well, that's why it's so heavy. It's actually a very simple setup. It's just a little circuit board. And it looks like they used an actual some kind of key switch, but it's just a 2-position switch is what it is. FYI, do not do what I did. Thank God I corrected it. You can pull this apart if you're real careful. You know, you pick at it with a little screwdriver. You can pull this apart. My initial idea was I was hoping that I could remove the second click somehow and somehow add a spring to it, but no, don't pull this apart. There's little springs in there, tabs, little ball. It took me the longest time to put this back together, so it's kind of pointless tearing this apart. Plus I had to tear it apart twice because I got the I don't know how to, what do you call it, the position timing wrong. I had this there was like a little metal plate in there I had flipped backwards, but I got it so it works again. But it got me thinking. I'm thinking 3 wires. Okay, it's a 3-position switch, 3 wires. I started digging through some of my like lawnmower ignition key switches and stuff, and I'm like, 1, 2, 3. Thinking what I'm thinking. If a guy could find the right size switch that would fit in there, or don't even use that box. I found my original ignition replacement key for one of my tractors even. Look at 1, 2, 3. It is just a 3-wire, but this is what I'm after. Click. See? Start. A spring-loaded start. So it is possible. I think a guy could just take just this circuit board and wire the 3 wires to it, and you could use an actual tractor ignition key. A guy could wire up your own ignition key if I really wanted to. So, and I may do that. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I think for now I'll put this sucker back together You know, now that we got a good look at what they're actually using, it is a real key switch. It's a real key. What I'd like to know is, does every key that they sell have a unique key? That's my next question. Anybody else have this setup? Does your key look exactly like this key? You know, are they using just a generic key, or does each one have its own? Because yeah, you can't turn it, you know, without a key. So that's pretty cool. They're using an actual lock and key on this setup. That's pretty cool. Anyway, I had to tear it apart and just see. But yeah, I think I could wire up my very own ignition switch if I wanted to. So interesting anyway. You know me, I had to tear it apart and see how it all worked. But yeah, it's not too hard to take this part of it apart. So yeah, it's just 4 screws, and this this actually goes over here. But yeah, it's just a little circuit board, and there's just 2 little tabs that hold the actual switch in. So, but yeah, again, I warn you, don't take this part of it apart, because it's a waste of time, and to get it back together again is not fun. So yeah, there's no point in taking this apart. So, all right.
Also, look what else I found. They're using some type of ATV or dirt bike switch. That's definitely the switch they're using. Yeah, it's for like an electric scooter. That's definitely the switch they're using in this. That one's just on and off. But yeah, so if a guy did enough looking, there's a 4-wire one. I wonder if a guy could find one with the start position on it. They're only like $8. If a guy could replace that switch that they're using. See, that one's just on and off. You need one with a start position, but that's definitely the type of switch they're using inside the ignition switches. Interesting, very interesting. Huh. Yeah, I just keep looking to see if any of them's got a start position. No, that one's just on and off too. Huh. But I bet if a guy looked hard enough. Oh, here's a 5-wire one. Does that one have a start position? That's not exactly the same one, but yep, there we go. 3 positions. Off, on, start. On 3rd position, the switch will spring back into the 2nd position. That's the type of switch we need. You know, it's only $10. I wonder if that would fit in that same hole. This is just crazy ideas that I'm throwing out there. I know it's a silly little thing to nitpick over, but little stuff like that just annoys me. That switch should have had a spring-loaded starting position. So, anyway, these are just thoughts and ideas I'm throwing out there, and I've been trying to record as I play around with things and different things. So, but yeah, I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. So I'm just kind of in the middle, just kind of stalling to see, what mods come out. I'm thinking very soon. Let's see. I'm going to log back into the game and show you one more thing here quick. One more thing I was going to show you. Again, I got this real strong sense that Through the Years mod, the mod I really like that Through the Years mod, is going to come out fairly soon because of this category thing we got going on here, and because there's already how do we do this? Mods. How do we show mods? There it is. I was in the wrong category. I had to quit the game and go into my installed mods. There's really no reason to put years on vehicles unless they're gonna come out with it, So they do have it where they're getting years. I think I said this in a previous video when I started looking into buying the latest version. I do think it's gonna come out, I don't want to say fairly soon, but I think eventually it is gonna come out. I think they're just stalling for more vintage equipment mods and more vintage tractor mods. You gotta have enough variation of mods over the years before you can have a mod like that. Otherwise you don't have enough equipment. So, well, I think I probably babbled on long enough. I think I'm gonna say goodbye here. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the game. Like I say, I neither hate it or love it. Just kind of in the middle of the road right now, just kind of stalling, waiting to see what comes out for mods. When I'll make another actual series, might be a little while until I get some more mods that I actually like. I haven't found a good scenario to set up for myself yet. So off camera, I'll probably just play around with the game, get the feel of it, get used to playing with it, and go from there. So yeah, it might be a little while before I make a series. And who knows, maybe I'll jump back to 22 and make a couple more series there. Oh, I should show one more thing before I say goodbye. Okay, this is the last thing I wanted to show you quick. I did put up a poll on my channel, and I said I'd wait about a week or so. So it's been 7 days. This is why I had to buy the game. You guys voted, and this is what I got. Upgrade to Farm Simulator 25. I was kind of hoping to play with that a little longer. And you know what? I might just ignore you and do that anyway. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. All I know is it's definitely going to take me a little bit of time to get used to the new game. So it might be a little bit of a wait before we come out with another video. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's the latest poll. So I got it. I bought it. I'm playing with it. We'll see what happens. Like I say, it all depends on what mods come out and how quickly I learn to use the new game, and I guess we go from there. So that's it for now. Bye, everybody.